Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling a pretty common idea about strength.
Right, this idea that being strong means you absolutely cannot bend. You
Yeah.
just stand firm, always.
Exactly. We're kind of taught to admire that, aren't we? The unshakable type.
We are. But, what if that's actually, well, a bit of a trap, a vulnerability?
That's what we're digging into. We have this one fantastic source today, this short story, The Bamboo and the Oak Tree.
A classic. Seems simple, but it's packed with insight.
Totally. Our mission here is to pull out what it really says about resilience, about thriving when, life throws those storms at you.
Mm-hmm. What real strength looks like.
Okay, so let's picture this. You've got a forest, and there's this huge, proud oak tree, really majestic looking.
Towering over everything.
Right next to it, there's this small bamboo plant, pretty unassuming.
Almost easy to miss, maybe?
And the oak, well, it's pretty full of itself. It apparently used to mock the bamboo.
Oh, really? What did it say?
Stuff like, "You're weak. Look at me, tall, strong, unshakable. You bend even when the wind whispers." You know, that kind of thing.
Wow. Okay, so the oak sees bending as pure weakness.
Yeah. And the bamboo, it just, stays quiet, sways a bit.
It's interesting that oak embodies a kind of brittle strength, doesn't it?
Brittle strength. I like that. Explain that a bit.
Well, it looks powerful on the outside, definitely imposing.
Mm.
But its strength is based entirely on not yielding.
Okay.
And that very rigidity makes it fragile deep down.
Yeah.
It equates strength with never giving way, which honestly is a trap we fall into sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I can see that. Okay, so then things really take a turn.
Right, the inciting incident.
Yeah. A massive storm just rips through the forest. I mean, violent. Howling winds, driving rain, everything's getting tested.
The real test of strength.
And the oak, true to its word, its boasts, it tries to stand absolutely firm, doesn't bend an inch against these crazy gusts.
And that refusal,
Mm-hmm.
that was its downfall. The story is pretty clear, isn't it?
Crystal clear. It just says, see.
Oof. All that mighty strength shattered because it couldn't adapt. It couldn't flex.
It makes you think, what's the real cost of just refusing to bend when something huge is pushing against you?
Exactly. It's not just about, physical breaking. It's about missing the chance to flow, to adapt, maybe even learn something.
Yeah.
Think about companies that didn't change with the times, or maybe people clinging so hard to old ideas they just get left behind. That's the oak.
Right. That's a painful end for the oak after all that talk. It reminds me of times I've tried to force something, thinking willpower alone would do it.
Yeah, rarely works out.
So what about the bamboo? The quiet one.
Well, the bamboo did the opposite. It didn't try to fight the storm head on.
It just bent.
It bent low, yielding to that immense power, moving with the wind and rain, gracefully even.
So it wasn't weak, it was strategic.
I'd say resilient strength. It wasn't passive. It was a smart adaptation. It moved with the storm, not against it.
And the result.
When the storm passed, the bamboo just sprang back up, still standing. Maybe even, a little stronger for having gone through it.
Wow. Okay, so the story really lays out this lesson, doesn't it? It's quite direct.
It is. It basically says being flexible doesn't mean you're weak. Sometimes surviving the storm is stronger than resisting it.
That really challenges the standard idea of strength, the sort of never back down mentality.
Fundamentally, it suggests strength isn't about being unmovable, but about being adaptable. Maybe even anti-fragile, getting stronger through chaos.
Not unbreakable, but unbroken.
Precisely. So the real question for you, listening, is what does bend, don't break actually mean in your life? When those storms hit, maybe a job change, a personal issue, or just daily stress, where do you tend to act like the oak? Where are you being rigid?
That's a tough question. So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway here?
Well, I think the core message from the bamboo and the oak tree is that adaptability isn't some kind of second-rate strength or a weakness.
Right.
It's actually a vital, profound form of strength. It's what you need not just to survive, but to actually thrive in a world that's always changing.
Couldn't agree more. So maybe a final thought for everyone listening.
Yeah, reflect on one area, just one part of your life, where maybe you're tempted to be that rigid oak, where you insist on things being a certain way, refusing to yield.
Okay.
And then ask yourself, what if you tried embracing the bamboo's way? That quiet flexibility, that willingness to flow with change.
How might that change things?
Could it help you navigate those challenges more effectively? Not just getting through them, but actually coming out stronger, flourishing, and ready for whatever comes next. Standing tall again, just like the bamboo,